But this whole time I was muted. Thanks, Marcelia. Holy crap, I was muted. So if you were on that call, I was talking about that failure is not a part of, or not opposite of success, but it is a part of it. So if you're on that call, let me know. Thank you, Mindy. I got sound. Thanks, Shannon. I got the sound now. Hey, David. Good to see you. Hey, Brenda. So now you can hear me. I hope I unmuted myself. See, haha. We're all perfectly imperfect. So hey, Sean. Good to see you. So thank you. And I see Derek. Hey, Baxter. All right. So anyway, so if you wanted the replay of that call, I went through 2 illustrations on that call. Hey, Tiffany, and about, stepping over the line and becoming the person that you're meant to be. And then going through those mazes, kind of coping with failure, because it does happen to all of us. It really does. Yeah, thank you. I know. Now I'm good. Now I'm good. Good to hear you. Good. Thank you, Sean. I'm glad you liked the call. So, all right. So in this video, I wanted to go over, kind of continue this topic by sharing 6 things on how you can cope with failure when it does happen. So again, like I said, success can't happen without some failure, okay? Maybe sometimes completely, or maybe just a little bit, it depends on the different levels of failures, but I wanted to go over this list. See, I got my little notes here on coping with failures. Let's see if I can read my handwriting. All right. But anyway, so number 1 is to don't take it personally. This is super, super huge. It's the biggest mistake that most people make. I've made it myself. I took it personally. We blame ourselves when things go wrong, or we blame other people, which, by the way, I blamed my first sponsor for a long time because I was not being successful. So what I did is I did a really cool thing. It's called the write and burn. Don't do this indoors, do this outside if you choose to do this. So what you do is you write on a piece of paper, like something that you feel like is holding you back. And what you can do is, I'm using Zoom as a mirror, by the way, that's who I am. But anyways, what you could do is you could write down something that's holding you back, where you feel like he's holding you back. So you write that down, and what you can do is you can take it outside and you burn it. It is such a cool feeling. It frees you. That excuse is completely gone, and I was able to move forward. So don't blame yourself, okay? Don't blame yourself through that tough season, trying to get your business off the ground, or whatever it is that you're doing if you're launching something. So when you separate, or when you don't separate failure from, don't identify yourself as failure, okay? That is not who you are. It is going to do a number on your self-esteem, right? It's much better to, just take what it is and just move on, learn from that, okay? Number 2 is to, when you are, like, learn from your mistakes, okay? So that kind of transitioned into learning from number 1 is don't take it personally, learn from your mistakes, because when you fail at something, whether it's, email marketing, or, not getting enough engagement on your profile, or whatever it is on social media, right? Maybe your product flopped or something. Don't assume that you're useless, and throw in the towel, right? You definitely want to learn from that mistakes. It doesn't define who you are. It's just that failure is basically feedback. So to take a look at that, right? Hey, Val, good to see you. Hey, Anthony, good to see you. Hey, Jason. So failure is, you can learn from it. You can learn from that. If some aspect of your online business fails, you can ask yourself why that happened. Be curious, like, oh man, dang it, that didn't work out, so I wonder why I can do better, right? Is it like the minute things where I can tweak the buy button, like, if for those of you who build pages, or if you're utilizing the MLSP hub page, maybe you can change the colors or something like that. Maybe the button can be the Amazon orange, so it's more familiar to people, instead of like blue, something like that. It's all a test, and we can all learn from that, right? Maybe it's the wordage that is that needs to happen. I don't know, right? It's just something that, it's all an aspect of whatever gets your people to buy, right? It's pretty much detach yourself from, from who you are. Like, okay, this is going to be kind of weird, right? This is kind of what I like to do. I like to detach myself as as me, and I act as if I was my someone who's going to come in and see my stuff, act as a potential lead or a buyer or something. And I'm going to look at myself. I'm going to watch my videos. I watch every single one of my videos, and I'm going to see, how did I present myself? Did I carry the language? How am I presenting myself? Am I going to want to buy? Am I going to want to, opt in, whatever it is? Is this Katie stage person going to help me solve my problem? If so, is she going to transition that information into the next step? Right. So something that you want to, that you want to dissect, not only for yourself and your own content, but those who you follow. Right. Number 3 is don't dwell on your failures. So again, failure is feedback, right? So if you focus on what is lost, you'll never be able to focus on what you've gained. Okay, there's a lot of things that you can gain from that when you don't dwell on the failures as, not feedback, right? So the more that you put out there, the more that you can learn, and the more that you can convert, the more that you can express, you can find yourself. You literally, like for me, I found myself through doing videos, experimenting with blogs so I can write better, email marketing, and I found myself through all that, and learning from other people and learning how to speak, doing live calls like this so I can, share that with you. Hey, Darlene, good to see you. All right, cool. From Florida, Carla. Good to see you, Carla. So anyways, number 4 is model after your successful peers. Okay, me personally, I don't like to use the word competitor, because our only competitor is ourselves. Wouldn't you agree, right? Our only competitor is ourselves. Our peers, those who are basically where we want to be, they're already, built this tower of success. They have a lot to teach us. What are they doing? How are they presenting themselves in the marketplace? What does their emails say? Right? What are they saying in their videos? What is their call to action? Dissect every single part of that, because you know what? We can model what they're doing, add our own little spice to it, our own personality, and just run with it and see what happens. Right? Simply put, right? Just model after, don't copy. Number 5 is release. I'm trying to read my own handwriting. Release the need for approval from others. So basically, simply put, what you want to do is that, how other people see you, right, should have zero impact on how you see yourself, right? Hey, Ed, good to see you. How you see yourself it has zero impact, right? It has zero impact on how you see yourself. You're the one that controls that story. Whether you want to believe it or not is up to you, but have faith in yourself, and don't give away precious energy and thoughts to those who want to basically knock your tower down, right? Who wants to burst your bubbles. And then lastly, that you shouldn't bite off more than you can chew. All right. You definitely don't want to do that. Say number 5 again. So number 5 is release the need for approval from others. So what others say to you does not define who you really are. It's up to you whether you want to believe that story or not. And your own story, by the way, right? You tell your stories about yourself all the time. I shared that on the wake up call on the phone part, where I had listed all these things that I thought I was behind. I thought I didn't have, hair. It's like, I didn't even brush it yet today, right? So I'm expressing that I stopped caring and stopped striving for perfection, and just getting the information out there, right? Right. So you don't need approval from others. And lastly, that you shouldn't bite off more than you can chew. So basically what this is that you want to master the basic fundamentals first before moving on to more complex things. I think this is what MLSP has been mastering, going back to basics and fundamentals and teaching that. If you go to that pretty blue candy-like button on the very top of your back office in MLSP, for those of you who are members, and it has a blue button that says start here, there's amazing 10 steps, right? 10 steps. It explains MLSP, what it's for, what you can do, how you can get leads with the lead gen campaigns. And then you go to the training library, and then there's those 3 phases. 3 important phases. Don't go to 2, don't go to all the way to 3. Go make sure you start from phase 1, because there is a process building that foundation so that you can have that solid success. In biblical terms, you don't want to build on sand, you want to build on rock solid, right? To make sure that you stay afloat. But basically, if you're not getting it, like for me, I had no clue what a webinar was. I was confused about email marketing. Again, I started in 2013, and I just celebrated my freedom date, May 9th of 2017. But in 2013, I had no clue. I didn't even know what network marketing was. I had zero. I wasn't even on Facebook in 2013. Heck, I didn't even get my phone's. Oh, ha. I have my phone right here. I didn't get my first smartphone until January 2015. So, just keep in mind that just take it slow, right? Don't bite off more than you can chew. Build it. Fundamentals. You can attract buyers, right? On how do you do that on social media? They share that in MLSP. Hey, thanks for sharing this video. Awesome. Hey, Jovi, good to see you. Hey, Brian Finale, good to see you. But spend time to learn the basics until you understand the terminology and the different aspects of it, right? Do that. So don't bite off more than you can chew. What I love about what Diane Hockman said, and she taught me this really well, is that you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. And what is it that you need to do in order to learn the basics, learn the fundamentals, so you can move forward in maybe make less mistakes, right? And again, if you do make a couple of mistakes, you can learn from that and go back and see what you can do to learn and just, step by step, Barbara. Good. Yep. Go do that step by step. Do that fine line, right? Who do you have to be to step over that line? In the maze, right? Turn left. Uh-oh, there's a dead end. Let's go back. Let's take a right. Okay, let's take a left, another dead, whatever, right? So what it is that you need to do, and just to learn. So that is what I have. Hey, Amelia, good to see you. So that is what I have for you today. Go ahead and rewatch this. Take some more notes. Apply what you have learned. If you want to reach out to me and say, you know what, I didn't understand a part what you said of this, blah, 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 you can reach out to me. You can ask questions. But a lot of things here is pretty much self-explanatory already, where you can take and implement these things and take what you learn and just go from there, right? Simple. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to, it's simple. It's easy to say, but it doesn't make it any easier. I understand that, but you will need to dig a lot deeper into yourself, and going when things get a little bit hard, what it is that you can do to step back and say, okay, what the hell can I do? Can I reach out to somebody? Do I need coaching? Do I need, to do something to get me unstuck? How do I get unstuck? Right? Keep yourself plugged in to the MLSP community. That's what we're here for, right? It builds, we have the wake up calls every single day. What can you learn from that? And then go share what you learned and just keep moving forward and keep learning, keep tweaking and do all that stuff and the mindset and things like that. Thanks, Derek. You learn from me every day. Probably learn a lot of dorky things. All right, cool. Thanks, Melanie. I'm glad you enjoyed the call. Thanks, Anthony. Awesome. Thanks, Sean. All right, so there you go. Don't be in a rush, right? Or feel fear, don't let fear overcome you, because fear is just telling you what it is that you need to overcome first. It's telling you what it is that you need to face in order to become that person that you want to be, to step over that line. A lot of times we have to face those fears to step over that line, right? So you're going to reach your destination no matter what. I promise. All right. So as long as you take action, do what you need to do, you'll truly become the person that you are meant to be. So stay true to what you have learned and you'll be unbeatable. So with that, thank you so much. Hey, Ryan, thank you. So thank you so much for hanging with me today. And it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you for MLSP for doing all this and doing the nitty gritty stuff and hosting this calls and stuff to help people succeed. That's what's so cool. That's what I love about MLSP. So it was built to help people like you grow no matter what business that you're in. So take care and bye for now. And see.